Hey everybody, so welcome back to training. Today I'm going to be talking to you about the importance of adding a spouse, and I'm going to do my best to show you from a very visual way why adding a spouse, a sister, a brother, a parent, a boyfriend, a girlfriend makes sense and how it helps you duplicate your income. So I'm going to use a visual to show you that a little bit, but I'm also going to show you how you can have some strategy around your placement as you start to build your team. Now, as we talk about in the verbiage of this action for getting started right training, this is very complicated in the beginning, but the more that you familiarize yourself with it, the easier it's going to be. So I encourage you to watch the videos here, but I also encourage you to talk to your personally sponsored coach. A lot of times with my personally sponsored coaches, I will get on a Zoom call with them and I will do some more visualizations for them to really see and understand how this works. It took me a while to really understand it and grasp it. And I also found a lot of my own information, my own videos of other coaches discussing it and describing it just by doing my own searches on YouTube. So be proactive in teaching yourself how this works and how to understand it so that you are just able to take advantage of understanding the strategy behind it. So as you can see, I'm sharing with you this picture, and it might look a little crazy, but I'm going to explain the difference between a strong leg and a weak leg. So for instance, let's say that this is you, okay? And let's say that this red dot above you is your personally sponsored coach. So if you are, with this example, you are on your personally sponsored coach's right leg. So imagine your personally sponsored coach has a left one and then there's a right leg, and that is you. So in this example, we're going to pretend that you are on your PS coach's right leg, which means that your right leg is automatically your strong leg. And the reason being is because as you see these arrows going down, every single time your personally sponsored coach is adding another coach to the right leg, you will also get inherited volume on that coach, which is pretty cool. We are one of the only MLMs that has a binary structure, in meaning that your coach wants you to do well because your coach gets paid on your volume, but you also want your coach to do well because as your coach grows the same leg that you are on, you will inherit volume from your coach, which is super cool. So with that being said, let's pretend like you are on your coach's right leg. Okay, so here you are at the top of your own organization. The way that I like to think about this is the following. I used to be in corporate America where I was in charge of a region. I was in charge of New York City. I was in charge of Long Island, and I was the area director. And I had outside salespeople who all had goals. And so when aggregately all of those salespeople would collectively have their aggregate numbers at the end of the year, if that total number equaled what my goal was, I got paid, right? So if you think about it, you are like the area director, and all the coaches that you are going to be in charge of bringing on to mentor and to teach, those are like different business units of your company. So you're all working together. You all have a big goal that you want to accomplish. And the great thing about this, unlike my old job was if all of those numbers hit my goal, great, I got my bonus. If they didn't, darn, I didn't get my bonus. With this, if my coaches do well, I do well. If I do well, they do well. And what that really does, that binary aspect of it creates a really amazing culture for our team. And it really is unique, and it's a benefit that we can use. So here you are at the very top of your organization, and you have a left leg and you have a right leg. Okay. So as you know, through rank, when you add a coach on your left and you add a coach on your right, you are now an emerald coach. And now you are eligible for leads. You're eligible for paid leads, you're eligible for the free leads, and you're eligible for team cycle bonus. So the team cycle bonus with the video that you're also going to see in this module is that every single time somebody gets a bag of Shakeology, it's worth 90 points. So when you're cycling 200 and 100, that's one cycle. And depending on what your rank is what you get paid. Emerald coaches get paid $14. Ruby coaches get paid $16. Diamond coaches get paid $18. And so every time there's a cycle, that's how you get paid, and that's how you're getting paid on residual income. Today, this video is to talk about the importance of placing a spouse. There are two schools of thought. Some coaches place spouses on strong legs. Some coaches place spouses on weak legs. I teach my coaches to place spouses on strong legs. However, with that being said, my husband is on my weak leg. And so it's not the end of the world. Both just have different strategies. I think that coaches get a bigger bang for their buck faster when the spouse, and I'm just going to use the term spouse, it could be your brother, your sister, your roommate, it's somebody that you ideally share an income with, okay? And so I like to teach my coaches to put their spouse on their strong leg because I feel like that's a quicker way to earn team cycle bonus. So let's pretend like in this scenario, your strong leg is your right leg, because that is where your coach is giving you inherited volume. So you would put your spouse right here, the very first spot, the top spot in your organization on your strong leg. Okay. So what happens is you become an Emerald coach, and now you're recruiting coaches. Now you're talking to your challengers about upgrading to become a coach if they don't want to pay retail. And so this is the strategy that I teach. I teach all of my coaches to take any other coach. So they put their spouse on their strong leg. So they put their spouse on the right, and any other coach, whether it's discount or selling coach, would go on the weak leg. And why is that? Well, it's because if I have my spouse here, and I know that I'm working with a coach who is also a sharing coach, that coach is going to keep adding more coaches. That coach is growing. So as all of these coaches continue to be placed, every time these coaches are ordering a bag of Shakeology, not only am I getting volume on that from an inherited standpoint, but so is my husband. Okay, so now as my coach is adding people, and as I eventually add people, now my husband is getting all of that volume that he too can inherit. Now, let me make it really clear that a lot of coaches don't get inherited volume. So like I'm one of them. My coach, I do not get inherited volume from her at all. She was not even a selling coach until recently. And because my organization is providing so much volume, it doesn't make sense for her to put any coaches on that same side. She needs to balance it out. So you should never expect inherited volume. I built my business with not 1 inch of inherited volume. But if you are in a situation where you do have an inherited volume, that's a bonus, okay? But if you're a selling coach and you're going to be adding coaches, then you want your spouse to be able to inherit from you. So for instance, in my scenario, well, I won't use me as a scenario because my husband's on my weak leg, but for a brand new coach of mine, I have them put their spouse on their strong leg. And then any other coach, discount or selling, would go on the weak leg. And the reason why is because then let's say she adds her mom, and let's say she adds her neighbor. And let's say the third person she adds is a college roommate who sees the coaching opportunity and is super excited about that and wants to build a business. Well, look, now this coach, this friend from college, she built out her left leg, and now she's building out her right leg. Well, why is she building out her right leg? Well, because she is getting inherited volume from you, right? Her strong leg is going to be the left, because every coach that you're adding on your left, she is getting that volume. So she's going to build out her right, and she's going to build out her left, and you're going to keep putting coaches on your left. Well, do you see all this volume here? All of these coaches, that volume is going to build And you don't necessarily need to build your strong leg up as much because you're probably getting inherited volume from your coach. So that's why you want to be able to have selling coaches on your weak leg that are going to help balance out the volume. Furthermore, when you're going for 2-star diamonds, you know that you can build up your spouse to become a diamond. So you can, my husband is a diamond coach, but he doesn't work the business. He has given me referrals in the past, but what I've done is with some coaches who have upgraded just because they want the discount, I'll say, you know what, I'm going to be sending you a link from my husband's account. So even if I sold them the original challenge pack and the next month they want to upgrade to a coach, it doesn't matter. They can upgrade to whoever they want. So I would upgrade them to Stefan. So I built Stefan to be a diamond. So you know that on this leg, you can build 1 diamond, and that would definitely be your spouse. You have control over that business unit. And then you just need to recruit coaches that can be your second diamond on your weak leg. So then you have 2 diamonds on each side. And then at that point, you can look and see where you need the additional volume. And then you can add your second business center after you become a 2-star. So just because your strong leg is your strong leg today doesn't mean it will stay that way. Your strong leg may end up being your weak leg today because you have so many coaches on that side. So it flips, and Beachbody will flip pay it. Right? So if all of a sudden your left leg is your strong leg and your right leg is your weak leg, then they'll take 200 from your left and 100 from your right. So they will flip as your business changes. So that's why it's super important to get your spouse to be that first coach on your strong leg, so that every coach you're adding afterwards, you and your spouse are eligible for Team Cycle bonus. Because if you're going to build out this business, you're going to make your husband at least an Emerald coach. So now he's Team Cycle bonusing, and so are you. So on that person that you're bringing on as a coach, a discount coach, this third person, every time that 90 PV happens, when their bag of Shakeology goes through, your husband gets that 90 PV, and so do you. So technically you're getting paid 2 times on 1 person. And that is how you build income. So watch the videos, watch this again. You've got a left leg, you've got a right leg, we've got inherited volume, we've got placement. Your personally sponsored coach can walk you through this. If it feels super confusing, that's okay. It takes a while to learn it, takes a while to understand it, but go through your own downline with your personally sponsored coach through a Zoom call so that he or she can show you where you can find that volume that's really going to help you build a strategy around Team Cycle bonusing as quickly as possible. So I hope that this helped you guys a little bit. Again, it's a super, super, super complex thing in the beginning, but I promise you will eventually learn how to do it and create a strategy around it so that you can earn income, especially getting your own Shakeology paid for, but you can earn a great income fast if you have the right strategy in place. Okay, guys, hope all is well. Good luck with the rest of training, and I'll see you another time. Bye.